tell us why you're here and why you like this school.
I am here because I had taken a few years off of community college to try and figure out what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to work with my hands, and that's about all I knew. So I did an apprenticeship for about probably only 5 months. That was really the only experience I had before coming here. And my uncle somehow knew about the place, and he told me about it, so I applied and I got in. I really like it because having no experience before getting here really doesn't, I don't feel like I'm farther behind than anyone else who's grown up in it. I mean, we learn everything, and all the professors are amazing, and they help us outside of class and with our own personal projects. The friends I've made here are amazing. They also always willing to lend a hand.
Even these guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the question?
What brought you here? We'll edit this part.
I grew up around motorcycles and made the transition into cars on my own. I was fortunate to go to a school with a automotive program in high school, and from there was able to take the next step into deciding that this was something I wanted to do as a career and not just as a hobby.
What type of motorcycles?
Ducatis.
Ooh, very nice, very nice. You, sir?
So my dad got remarried to a woman, and her dad actually was really big into automotive restoration, and he had been doing it for 41 years. And I decided that I wanted to start hanging out in the shop a little bit more, and he was in the middle of a restoration of a old pickup truck, a 50s pickup, and after that I was just completely hooked, and I said this is something I want to do for the rest of my life. So I ended up looking into what's the best school to go to get into auto restoration, and McPherson College was right at the top of that list. So
Excellent. You, sir.
So, I grew up around cars, spent all the time in the garage with my dad and stuff, and my mom told me I had to go to school, and so I was going to go to business school because that's all I knew, and I was going to work with my dad in an insurance agency, and I started working in a restoration shop when I was a sophomore in high school, and I decided I'd rather do that every day than be stuck in an office sitting at a desk and stuff. So I started looking around and saw McPherson College, and it was the only one that offered a bachelor's program. So there's no question in my mind what to do. So I applied, and I ended up here.
What was the first car you worked on?
First car, I can remember, my dad would always tell me when, as soon as I could walk, I was out there under with the cars and stuff. So the first one I remember is a 1940 Ford.
Excellent. And you, sir.
I kind of grew up around heavy equipment and trucks. My dad works at a construction company, and when I was little, before even kindergarten, he'd bring me to work with him, and I'd watch all the mechanics work on stuff in the shop, and I was just kind of amazed by it. And so as I got older, I started taking apart lawnmowers and never putting them back together, and tractors and all that stuff. And I never liked summer camp, and so there's a museum near us that has Pioneer era planes and cars and all sorts of stuff. And my dad kindly asked them if they'd let me volunteer, even though I was really young. And so I kind of just absorbed all the information from all those old guys and got to work on amazing cars at a really young age. And got a Model T of my own in high school. And when I started, I wasn't really going to go to college. I never really thought about it. I wanted to do boat stuff. Being from Maine, you kind of get wrapped into that. Mm-hmm. And I just found out about this college word of mouth and heard that it was kind of the holy grail for auto restoration if you wanted to make it your career. And I thought it was worth a look, and came out here and immediately knew that this would be a good place to go for me.